Are you looking to succeed really strongly, have high levels of confidence for 2024? Well, today I'm going to share why you will fail if you go a certain direction. And if you stay until the end, I've got an extra point for you then. Now, isn't that inspirational? Creating a title, Why You Will Fail. Well, I want to talk about my own experience on why I feel like I failed things in the past and why I generally see people failing. And obviously, the aim of this is not to tell you you're going to fail always, because there are things you've succeeded in your life. Just remember them. It's why I believe a lot of people fail, like New Year's resolutions, diets, etc., like that. Okay. Now, I had some in my last episode. I talked about like I had some challenges in 2023 and actually 2022, and it made me really look at life in different perspective. I even went on a deep retreat, went really deep into my soul and heart. How deep's that, right? Really super spiritual. And I never used to be that. I used to just be constantly left brain logical. Now, it really hit me some key messages. I'm so glad I went through everything, the good and the bad I had, because it's made me realize things for going into 2024. And I don't like to look at it like I'm going into 2024. I like to look at it like I'm going into another day. I think it's absolutely stupid to start something new on a new day, just because it's a new year. Start it tomorrow, right? No matter where you are in the year. I don't believe in resolutions personally. I think that they're stupid, right? Okay, so and one of my things is being more authentic, so I don't hold back. So, like, it came to me, what really has allowed me to get success in some areas and not do well in other areas or fail in other areas? One word: systems. I may have talked about this previously. I have talked about this previously. I really wanted to dedicate an episode to it because it's something I see. Now, the systems in terms of what you or what I practically do, and then the systems in terms of how I feel and emotionally, right? And this is one of the biggest takeaways I picked up in 2023 when I had a massive realization. I went really deep within myself in the jungle of Peru. And I realized life is systems, right? There's the physical world, like what you do. So I'll give you an example. And then there's the non-physical world. So, for example, let's use money. Okay. So physically, if you spend less than you earn, you'll do pretty well. If you spend more than you earn, you're probably going to be broke, right? There's also a non-physical rule I found for money as well. It's when you're feeling grateful, when you've got a belief that you are capable of making money, when you deserve to make money. That's when more money shows up. Yeah, I found people who they can manage it okay. They can live like day to day. Yeah, they want more money, but they don't believe they're worthy of it. So they're not following the non-physical rule and they're not even conscious to it, usually. Another one in like health is a very simple one, right? Now, people always throw in like complications like I got this, I got that. Let's keep it super simple, right? If you like exercise and eat well, your health is going to be better than if you don't, right? It's super, super simple, right? And also, there is a non physical element to it. It's like the beliefs you think about yourself, right? I've always got a really good belief about my health. Like, even if I go off track, I have a belief, I genuinely feel it in my body that I'm not going to get ill very much. I have been ill, like now and then. I believe I'm not going to get ill very much. And I believe I can get in shape very, very quickly. And then combined with actually following those rules, like going out, exercising, eating well, I get in shape very, very quickly, right? You may think I'm talking really simplistic. The thing is, we stop ourselves because we overcomplicate it, right? And I've learned the systems. Now, the thing is, you can have a system that's bad. Now, what's a good system and what's a bad system? I believe a good system is something that allows you to go towards what you want, and a bad system doesn't. So, for example, you might have a system to sit on the sofa and drink beer every day and eat a load of junk food, right? Is that a good system or a bad system? Well, it depends what your outcome is, right? Now, this sounds silly. Bear with me because I'm really going to talk about it. That is a really good system if you want to be overweight and lazy. That's a great system, right? And I'm not saying watching Netflix is bad. I'll watch Netflix. I just don't drink beer every day and eat junk food, right? I love a Netflix series while I'm usually doing something productive, right? But what I just talked about is a very good system to do that. If you want to be healthy, energetic, in super shape, that is a very bad system, right? The problem is, I've discovered in my life is sometimes I'm unconscious to my own systems. Like in the past, I've overspent money. It's like I spent more money than I earned. That is a very bad system for me to earn more money when I really, to have more money. And therefore I get fearful. I think I'm not worthy. And then I'm like, got the bad rules, right? And then other times I've looked after my money. I've done stuff like adding value. And then I've believed I'm worthy of the money. I've got more money, right? So those are a couple of examples. And it may sound a bit silly, but think about it in your own life. What's something you're doing really well in? Chances are, whether you consciously know it or not, you've got a good system. So if you've got a really good relationship with your other half, I hate that phrase. I can't believe I just said that. With your spouse, with your partner, the person you're with, like the chances are you've got a good system in place to manage that relationship. But if your health is not very good, or maybe you put on a few pounds, maybe it's over Christmas. If your goal is if your goal is just to go, whatever, I want to enjoy myself, I don't care about putting weights on, it's a great system to eat as much as you want. Again, there's no judgment here. You've just got to look at what is your outcome, right? Like some people think, I just want to enjoy myself over Christmas, in which case, enjoying like the mince pies, the food, the drink and stuff like that. And I do it as well. I've done it, right? That's a great system, right? If your goal is to stay in shape and have high energy, that's a really bad system. So I want you to think about what is your outcome, first of all. Now, ask yourself this: how is it serving you by just being completely unconscious to your systems you've got in place? And a system is just something you do again and again. It's like a set of routines, but often we do things so many times we're unconscious. Another example, like having good teeth. People want to keep their teeth usually. So a system is brushing their teeth every day and flossing, right? So that's a really good system, right? Now, sometimes, depending on who you are, we've all got, and by the way, the thing about systems is they can be very specific to the individual, because like losing weight or exercise or what you're training for, you're going to have a different system. Like a bodybuilder is going to have a different system to a marathon runner, right? To keep healthy. Now, they're obviously going to have like eating well is probably going to be in a similar one, but they're going to have different systems. So that's what I wanted to talk about, really. And when people fail to get their outcome, I've observed and coaching people on this and then working myself, it's because we don't have the right systems in place. I teach people how to start a podcast. So this is essential, and grow it. There is a system in place. I have a system for how I go through episodes, how I structure, how I schedule episodes. And people's system to start a podcast is often to put it off. That is not a very good system. It's like, I got busy. Entrepreneurs, their system is, the ones who don't do very well, in my opinion, are just like focusing on work that it does not serve them, like looking at emails, like learning more rather than implementing. That's not a very good system for making more money and making more impact, right? So ask yourself, honestly, what are you doing? Are your systems good for what you're trying to achieve, or do you need to improve them? So let's go through some practical steps, as always, because I like to be very systematic and I've got a strong sales and project management background as well. So the first question to ask yourself is, what do you want? What do you want? Like, what is it you want? And don't start putting ideas of what other people want and that's been inflicted on you. What do you genuinely want? Like, maybe you don't want to be in shape. Maybe you don't want to like have not everyone wants to have a six pack and like chiseled like muscles or whatever. Like maybe you just want high energy. Maybe you want to be single. Well, maybe you want to be single. Maybe you, whatever you want to be. Like, but ask yourself, what do you want? What do you honestly want? Listen to your, if you struggle with this, breathe into your heart and then listen. If you keep struggling, just sit with yourself in silence for 10 minutes a day and just ask yourself the question, what do I want? And don't put any pressure. Don't force yourself. Just ask yourself that question and sit in silence, because then you can start listening to your heart rather than that busy, loud mind, because the mind is louder than the heart often. Well, always. So you have to quieten the mind. The second one, when you figured out what you want in the different, and if you want to divide it in different areas, this is how I do it. Health, emotions, spiritually, as in giving and growing and like purpose and everything like that. Relationships, all kinds of relationships, not just your romantic one, and like finances / business / career. Those are the 5 areas I ask myself what do I want in each of those. Next one, when you figure out what you want, are you set up to win? How are you setting yourself up to win? Like, now you've identified what you want. Like, if you, you want to be like, feel high joy and enjoyment of life, like, you set yourself up to win? Are you taking time out to care for yourself each day, to do something you like, or are you just scrolling social? And I've been guilty of this. Like, I'm not going to lie, right? That's something I'm still working on. Like, or are you just scrolling on social media? Are you listening to like negative information? Like, are you set up to win? And then the third question I like to ask myself, and you can ask yourself here, is how can I keep it like dead simple? Let's not overcomplicate it. When things are complicated, we tend to not do them, right? Let's be honest. So, like, if it's like you want to feel more joy in your life, maybe it's just 10 minutes scheduling in the morning and something you love doing. Like, for me, I like exercising, and a big challenge, like, so I make it fun, right? Now, I always focus on the feeling afterwards. So I'm generally pretty good at doing the exercise anyway, even if it's not my favorite. Yeah, I try and find myself things that are fun to do, like playing football with the guys, and we have good socials afterwards as well. Or going to the gym, but going to a gym class. So I don't have to think about the workout. The personal trainer is going to give me the thing. I don't have a one-to-one personal trainer. I tend to go to gym classes, although I'm considering one-to-one personal trainer at the moment. The gym classes for me work. So how can you make it dead simple to set yourself up to win? So let's go through those 3 steps again. What do you want? Take some time out and figure that out. Are you set up to win right now? And then thirdly, how can you keep it super, super simple in order to have a system? Because if you don't, chances are you've got a system that's going to set you up for failure. Okay, I'm going to move on to my bonus point. Just before that, I just wanted to mention again that if you want a specific episode on self-esteem, confidence, or mindset, all you got to do is go on the QA and then ask for a specific subject around this, and I will do my best to cover it in a future episode as well. So my bonus point is role modeling someone. Now, this is not about comparing yourself to others. This is not about being someone you're not. This is about success leaves clues. So if you know someone who's really successful in an area, or even you study them, you don't have to know them personally, look at what they're doing. What do they do every day? Like, if I wanted to become a really good marathon runner, I'd probably study what good marathon runners do, right? I have a mentor, Joseph McClendon, as I've mentioned before. He is really good at setting up systems to default his psychology, and he's coached some of the best celebrities and or actors and athletes in the world. He's got a set of systems in order to default him into a highly effective state in a highly effective manner. So I role model, he's taught me a lot of what he's done, so I role model it. So role modeling someone is a really good shortcut in order to model success as well. So, and actually, before we conclude, there's 3 ways you can role model someone. Number 1, copy their physiology, the way they move. Number 2, copy their beliefs. What do they believe about that? And 3, what order and sequence do they do things in? Okay, so that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being here and being the best you. And remember, you are in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.